In the year 716, the Umayyad Caliph ordered the Arab poet known as Al-Farazdaq to execute a Roman prisoner of war by striking his neck. However, the poet refused to execute the prisoner and stated, "We do not kill captives, we free them." Al-Farazdaq was born in the year 641 near the city of Basra during the reign of the Rashidun Caliphate. Al-Farazdaq was born into an influential family who were known for saving newborn girls from being buried alive during pre-Islamic times. Al-Farazdaq continued his family tradition of standing up for the oppressed, and he would later become a fierce opponent of the Umayyad Caliphs. During his youth, Al-Farazdaq became a talented poet and wrote poems praising righteous caliphs such as Uthman ibn Affan and Ali ibn Abi Talib. However, after the assassination of the righteous Caliph Ali, the popular Rashidun Caliphate collapsed and was replaced by the corrupt Umayyad Empire. Al-Farazdaq opposed the newly established Umayyad dynasty, and when the Umayyad Caliph Yazid killed the Prophet's grandson Hussein, Al-Farazdaq called on the people to avenge Hussein. If the Arabs become angry for the grandson of their leader and best man, know that their glory will endure and their prestige will remain. But if they remain unchanged, God will only increase their humiliation until the end of time. If you do not avenge the grandson of the Prophet, then throw your swords into the firewood. Because of his poems and statements against the Umayyads, Al-Farazdaq was arrested and imprisoned. After being released from prison, someone sent Al-Farazdaq 12,000 dirhams after hearing about his brave poems against the Umayyads. But Al-Farazdaq refused to accept the money and sent it back. "I did not say what I said except out of anger for God and His Messenger, and I do not take a reward for obeying God." Al-Farazdaq continued to oppose tyranny, and he continued to write Islamic poems which promoted good morals and justice. Everything is in God's hands, and God will save those who put their trust in Him. Al-Farazdaq also wrote poems praising political opponents of the Umayyads, and he once wrote a poem praising Imam Zayn al-Abidin, who was killed by the Umayyads. Besides writing poems against the government, Al-Farazdaq also paid for the ransom of political prisoners who were arrested by the Umayyads. On one occasion, Al-Farazdaq gave away 100 camels to release one man from prison. The Umayyad caliphs eventually became frustrated and changed their strategy towards Al-Farazdaq. Instead of threatening him and arresting him, the new Umayyad caliph known as Sulaiman ibn Abdul Malik invited Al-Farazdaq to his palace in order to win him over to his side. When Al-Farazdaq arrived at the palace, the caliph called on him to stand up and recite some eloquent poetry. However, Al-Farazdaq refused to stand up and insisted on reciting his poetry while sitting down. The caliph later ordered Al-Farazdaq to execute a Roman prisoner of war by striking his neck. However, Al-Farazdaq refused and stated, "We do not kill captives, we free them." Therefore, the Umayyad plan to win Al-Farazdaq over to their side failed. Al-Farazdaq dedicated the last years of his life to writing Islamic poetry and encouraging social reforms. He called on people to improve their character and to turn back to Islam. "O Satan, many generations obeyed you, but they have now become a subject of history, yet they used to live lavishly under the shade of clouds. O Satan, I do not seek your pleasure, nor will I allow you to lead me by the reins." Al-Farazdaq passed away in the year 730 and left behind a large collection of poetry.